So welcome back to Coach's Call. This is the latest rendition for the men's and women's golf team. We're here with Coach Zach Smith. Zach, how are you doing?
Good, but how are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. So we're kind of quite deep into the full season now. Just kind of give me a brief overview to begin with, and then we'll kind of go into a more detailed breakdown.
Yeah, it's gone good. We, what are we, 5 region tournaments?
Yeah,
I think we've had
five since the last interview.
So yeah, I mean, it's gone good. The guys and girls have won all of the region tournaments as a team and a lot of the individual titles as a team. The girls have won all of the individual, gotten first, and then the guys have done a bunch as well. So it's going good. Last week was a big week for us. I'd say especially on the guys' side. Kind of showed we had our backs up against the wall a little bit like we hadn't yet this year, which was good going into day 2. And I was excited to see how the guys were going to respond, and you guys played great, which was huge. We had our best day of the year so far in terms of a team score, and came away with a big win.
So let's kind of go back to the first tournament since kind of the interview. So we were at North Platte?
Probably.
Yeah. So just run me through kind of the North Platte scores. Obviously 2 new courses for the guys, especially. So the guys that played last year we didn't play at North Platte. So just run me through kind of how that went in your eyes.
So North Platte their program's only I think 3 years old. Just this year they went to D1 in the junior college. So I think that's so they hadn't hosted. They've been coming to a few here and there, but they hadn't hosted until this year. They have a few courses there in North Platte. I'd heard of the one that's day 2, Lake Maloney, but then the first day, Riverside?
River's Edge.
I'd never seen either one of them, and so it made me a little bit uncomfortable because I can visualize every hole in all of the region just because I've seen it like 24, 25 times in the 12 or whatever years I've been coaching. So I went in blind with you guys, and so that was kind of interesting. But we played well both days, the girls and the guys. Both are good tracks, and it was for me because I have seen the same courses over and over, usually twice a year. It was fun to see some new courses and then see how we had played and what type of adjustments we needed to make. And again, I think both teams did a good job.
And then the next tournament after that, we went to McCook, one that I think for a lot of the second years was a difficult course last year, certainly speaking from a personal point of view. And Freddie kind of found his way a little bit last year with it, but still struggled in some way. And obviously Josh did as well. How did it feel going back to McCook, and kind of how did that go for both teams?
Great. I mean, it's been Jessica's tournament, Jessica's course. I mean, which is nobody says that about McCook, nobody. And so she just feels comfortable there. She does really well. Last year she got 2 wins, and then 2 big wins. I mean, I think in the 6 times she's played it, one of which she was very, 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 very sick. Probably shouldn't have played, but she's too stubborn to not play. I think she shot in the 70s 5 out of those 6 times, and that the one day she was insanely sick, could barely even ride in the van on the way home. She shot 81, so it's not like she played terrible. So, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, the natives grass, once you get out of the rough, is not good. And if you find your ball, and so there's just some tough things at McCook. Part of it is, and I've talked with you a little bit about, I've talked with some of the other guys, is like we go into some of these tournaments, McCook being one of them at times, where it's like, oh my gosh, it's this, it's that. Well, that's how you start to beat yourself immediately. So I think that's something we need to work on. I mean, we talked about Newton, at Sand Creek Station. It's it's a tougher course, but it's nothing crazy. We can score there, but it's going in with the right attitude, right mindset to say, hey, we can, because I know we can. It's actually Newton, for example, was was the best our team's ever played in the national championship, and we tied for 10th. And then there was last year with a great team, and we just kind of struggled a little bit. So I do get it that it's a bit of a bear, but we can tackle it and do well. I think we showed that at McCook, especially plenty of the girls played well, plenty of the guys played well, and we got away with some wins.
And how are you going to kind of help your golfers kind of create that mentality of, we are going to go to this event and not worry about course, not worry about the conditions, but just go out and play your best golf?
Yeah. I think talking about it and realizing that negative, I see it over and over. I've talked with one of our girls a lot about it, is like that negative self-talk. A few of our girls about it. Another one of them this morning, I guess, is why she's on my mind, is just like, those things in life, and coaching is no different, athletics is no different. If we tell ourselves one thing over and over, we start to, it starts to come to fruition, and it's not healthy, and so when it's, I can't, are we canters, or are we doers, and we're going to be, we can, not canters. So when we go to a course, we know we have a difficult course, a difficult task at hand. I think just being positive, in the back of your mind, are you still thinking, man, this is going to be difficult? Probably. But if you keep verbalizing it and getting other people around you to kind of think that same thing, like that's been a frustration of mine. We went over the course last week as the team that went to wherever we went last week. NJC. There's been a lot of golf lately. And just some of that, you heard me say it, I was giving Jess a hard time. Oh, I hate 17. 17's an uphill par 3, 150 yards. It's nothing, She probably parred it both, or on Friday. I'll have to ask her just for fun. But, that talk within our team is just that puts this vibe out that 17's tough. There's not, is 17 tough at
off the tips, it was playing 170, playing into wind, but it's one of those holes of, I think, if you're sensible with it,
right,
not trying to, try and make a hole in one, it's a relatively easy hole, yes.
Especially for the par threes there. It's not the toughest one. So I think just we're talking about it as a team, realizing, I think, again, just with any attitude in life, like, oh, I'm negative about this or that, just realizing that putting that negative energy, those negative thoughts about stuff out there isn't going to help, and pumping the brakes and saying, hey, we can, and talking about 17 or whatever the hole or whatever the situation might be, the course, I think it is good. Harry Walsh, one of my favorite players of all time. Can I say that on the video? I'm going to get in trouble. No, but he's been awesome, and we're just close. He's a brilliant golfer and just a great dude. But he sent me a book. I actually ordered 3 of them today. But I think just even some of that, I talked to Ash today. She actually ordered them while she was in my office, and she's one that's excited to tackle that, about just the pressure and how to handle it and whatnot. So I think some of those are 2 of the things. Just putting it out there, realizing that we need to be positive about things, and then reading and trying to learn from that perspective as well.
And kind of just touching on NJC, obviously you say the boys had the best day at Sky Ranch of the season so far. Obviously, it's been a bit of a struggle at times for the boys to break par. It's the first time that we've broken par on one day, let alone going 10 under and actually recovering from the 9 over that the boys shot on the first day, to finish the tournament under par. How important is that from your point of view to see, but also how optimistic does that make you kind of going forwards?
Yeah, it's there, and it's been a little bit surprising, maybe frustrating, just to know that it's there but we're not doing it. And so it felt good to get there when we needed it most. We haven't been down going into the day 2 yet this year, and so that meant a lot, to see what we could do. But it's there. It was there day 1 at Riverview, but we didn't. And so what does that mean? How do we get there? Because really both courses are pretty gettable, had scoreable weather, I would say, at both days. But where do we where do we tighten that up as a team? You know, what can I do to help you guys? And just get there. So, I mean, it meant a lot. It felt good. I had an inkling, so I know I'm superstitious on a lot of fronts, trying to get better about that. But I don't like to look, now that we're doing live scoring, I don't like to look for the first 9 holes. So actually, I literally, if you ever see me out there counting fingers, I'm trying to figure out, all right, Jamie started on 7, 8, 9. I'm trying to figure out where you're at, or whoever's at. And all right, I can look now. And but I knew even before that, like Ben birdied the first 3 holes. I think you birdied.
I birdied 3 out of my first 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were going. Troy was playing good. Somebody else. Oh, I know. Freddie looked comfortable. You know, I don't know these numbers. I mean, I know Ben's because I watched him can the birdie on 3, and he's like, well, that was my 3rd one, and he started on 1, so that was good. But I knew it was going good early, which was huge, and I think, and maybe that's part of it. Jamie is we just getting out of, getting shot out of a cannon and hitting the ground running is maybe where this team needs to go, and how do we do that from the get-go, you know? How do we prepare ourselves for that? But felt awesome, and anxious to see. So we don't have a tournament this week, and we do next Thursday, Friday in Lamar, and then the guys will go to the national championship preview. But I mean, that's the biggest thing, I guess, as far as, I don't know if surprising, because I think we're capable, but when we do get to the preview and to some of these the Vegas tournament that we'll go to in March and districts, we're going to face, things are only going to get bigger and probably tougher courses. So, you know, how are we preparing ourselves to do well there, and, you know, what am I doing to help with that? Because yes, we've been winning and it's awesome. I'm proud of everybody, but we've got to take this to the next level, and we started doing that on Friday.
And kind of looking forward, as you say, to the national kind of preview, and then also to the Vegas tournaments, they are that step up. So what exactly, kind of, if the players are watching, or if, you know, for those that are watching at home, what do you feel like the players can do really to try and make themselves prepared for that jump?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a Bill Belichick fan, but the old no days off, you know, just a joke after the one Super Bowl at the parade, just no days off. But we do have to take days off. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, it's just keeping that constant grind, continually realizing that we can get better and we need to get better. I mean, we do have to balance that with obviously school and having fun and being people, for all of us, including me. But, you know, what can we do to continuously take some small steps? Like Josh White today had a lesson with his coach in England in our golf room. You know, I mean, Josh is taking those steps. You know, I talked to Ben and Ben's agent person in England, Henry. You know, and Henry said, hey, Josh is struggling with his fast greens. You know, how can he get better? So just figuring out what our weaknesses are and attacking those. To see if we can just keep going. You know, as you know, we'll start doing team workouts. Just any of those little types of things that, you know, it's little things that add up to big things, and you know, hopefully building champions and championships, and just paying attention to those details.
And just lastly, kind of looking as you go towards the spring, as you kind of start to get into the bigger tournaments, obviously the Vegas, but then also the regional, and then into the districts and nationals. How's the team looking? From your perspective, are you seeing a lot of chemistry, or is it slightly less broken up, or what is your opinion?
This is an unfair. You're on my team. How am I supposed to tell you that there's no chemistry here? No, man, I love it. I think we're doing good. I think there's no reason why. I'll just flat say it. I mean, there's no reason why both teams shouldn't win the region, bring the region championship which is a part of the district championship. You know, we go into one big tournament, and it determines 2 champions, technically, a region and a district champion. You know, and hopefully both teams can compete to win the district championship and go to the national championship. I think the team's doing great. I'm excited. I enjoy it. I mean, we've got one region tournament left, and then the guys going to the tournament there in Kansas. But it's we'll still be working out and stuff. But like I love this part of the season. It is kind of draining. I mean, I didn't even know what tournament we were just at a second ago. And I am looking forward to some a little bit slower time here soon. But I mean, I love it, and I think the team's doing great. Teams are doing great, and just we need to keep growing.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for your time.
You
Really
bet, bud.
appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on Coach's Call.